Have you ever wondered why certain people are so drawn to you, almost like they can't help themselves? They praise you, chase you, and act like you're everything they ever wanted, until one day they flip. Suddenly you're the problem. You're too much, too strong, too real. But here's the truth. You are the chosen queen. And your light doesn't just attract love, it also attracts attention from the wrong kind of people, especially narcissists. See, narcissists don't fall for just anyone. They're not looking for someone weak. No, they're looking for someone powerful, someone rare, someone like you. And when a narcissist chooses you, it's not because they love you, it's because they want to use you. They want to feed off your light because they have none of their own. But guess what? They can't handle your strength. Your energy is too much for their mask. And when they realize they can't control you, they try to break you. But that's when your true power shows up. In this video, we'll talk about why narcissists obsess over you, what makes you different, and how to protect your crown. This is more than just a warning. It's a reminder of who you really are. So stay with me until the end, because what you'll hear today might just help you break free from someone's toxic grip, or help someone else who really needs it. And hey, if you feel seen or heard by this message, drop a heart in the comments and join our community. Let's build a safe space where chosen queens rise together, support each other, and never feel alone again. You are not too much. You are exactly enough. Now let's begin. Some people are born with something special, not money, not fame, not beauty, but something deeper, a calm strength, a quiet confidence, a warm, kind heart that others feel just by being near. You might not see it in yourself right away, but others do. It's like wearing a crown you never asked for. You didn't stand up and shout, "Look at me." You simply were, and the world noticed. This kind of light is rare. And because it's rare, it shines brightly, it inspires people, it gives them hope. But here's the part that nobody talks about enough. It doesn't only attract good things, it also draws the shadows. Some people see your light and feel comfort. Others see your light and feel fear. Not fear of you hurting them, but fear of what you remind them they're not. You remind them of truth, honesty, and strength, things they try to fake but can never truly feel. And when someone like that, a narcissist for example, gets close to someone like you, they don't want to love you, they want to use you. They'll smile, flatter, and make you feel like royalty at first, but not because they truly value you. It's because they want to own what they don't understand. They want the crown, but they don't want to wear it themselves. They want to steal yours. Here's where the story shifts. You didn't ask for this crown, but now that it's there, you must protect it. That doesn't mean becoming hard or cold. It means learning to recognize when someone is coming close, not to share your light, but to take it. Your light is a gift. Your heart is strong. You were never chosen to be broken. You were chosen to lead, to rise, and to shine. Even when others try to dim you, the crown is yours. You didn't ask for it, but you were born to carry it. Wear it with quiet power. Why narcissists are magnetically drawn to your energy? Narcissists don't chase just anyone. They don't want someone average. They want someone who shines, someone who walks into a room and doesn't have to say a word to be noticed. Someone who carries peace, wisdom, and confidence without even trying. That's you, the chosen queen. You have a rare kind of energy. It's soft, yet strong. Warm, yet unshakable. You make people feel safe. You inspire without showing off. That's exactly what narcissists crave, because deep down they have none of it themselves. They wear a mask, they pretend to be confident, charming, and powerful, but inside there's emptiness. And when someone like you enters their life, your light exposes what they've been hiding. They're drawn to your energy because it makes them feel alive. For a moment, your presence fills the void inside them. But here's the twist. Narcissists don't know how to love. They don't know how to admire something without trying to control it. So instead of cherishing your light, they try to own it. They mimic your qualities, feed off your kindness, and slowly start to drain your soul until you no longer recognize yourself. They chase your energy because it reminds them of what they're not. and once they get close enough, they try to take it, not knowing that a true queen cannot be copied, only respected. So if you've ever wondered why certain people are obsessed with you, why they cling and then try to crush you, it's because your energy is royal, rare, and real. And some people don't want to love the queen, they want to become her. But remember, your crown can't be stolen, only shared with those who truly honor it. Let's get one thing straight. The love bomb was never love. It felt intense. It felt magical, like you finally found someone who saw you. They said all the right words, moved fast, gave you compliments you'd never heard before. It was like a fairy tale until the mask slipped. But here's the truth. They didn't fall for you. They fell for your status, your light, your ability to make them feel like somebody. You became a mirror, reflecting back to them a version of themselves they wished was real. You are confident, grounded, emotionally rich. You listen with your heart. You give without playing games. And that scared them, because the more they admired your essence, the more they were reminded of everything they lacked inside. So they clung harder, praised you higher, promised forever, not because they loved you, but because they needed your glow to survive. The love bombing wasn't about connection, it was about control. Think about it. Real love moves slowly. It grows roots. It takes time to know someone. But love bombing, it rushes in, it overwhelms. It's a trap dressed as a fantasy. They wanted to own your magic, not cherish it. But here's the part they didn't expect. You woke up, you saw the game, you felt the shift, and now you're learning the truth, not just about them, but about you. You were never too much. You were never the problem. You were simply the queen they wanted to wear like a crown. But darling, you were never meant to be worn. You were meant to rule. You trigger their deepest insecurities. Here's the truth they'll never admit. You terrify them. Not because you're cruel, not because you're loud, but because your very existence is a walking mirror. And when they look at you, they don't see just you. They see everything they are pretending to be. You're confident without being arrogant. You're kind without needing validation. You're strong, yet soft. And that shakes them to their core. Why? Because they've built their entire identity on smoke and mirrors, on image, ego, and illusion. But you're real. And that's dangerous to them. When you speak your truth, you expose their lies. When you hold boundaries, you break their illusion of control. When you love yourself, you remind them of their self-hate. Every smile you wear without their approval. Every time you shine without needing their praise. Every time you stay calm while they try to provoke chaos. It burns them inside, because no matter how hard they try to tear you down, they know deep down you're everything they pretend to be. And that's why they don't just want to leave you, they want to destroy what they can't become. But here's what they'll never understand. You didn't come to dim your light, to make others feel better in the dark. You came to lead, to heal, to rise, and yes, to trigger, but only those who still have healing to do. So don't shrink, don't silence your voice, let it echo, because every time you choose authenticity over approval, the real ones will find you and the fake ones will expose themselves. You don't need a spotlight to be seen. You don't need loud words to be heard. Your presence alone speaks volumes. You walk into a room and without even trying, people feel you. Not because you're flashy or fake, but because you're real. And that's exactly why certain people, especially narcissists, can't stand you. Because you represent everything they are not, and everything they secretly wish they could be. You are authentic. They are performance. You are wholeness. They are emptiness in disguise. When you show up with truth in your heart and peace in your soul, it shakes their foundation. You don't need to manipulate. You don't need to impress. You don't chase approval. You just are. And that quiet confidence, that's what threatens them more than anything. Narcissists live for image. They survive by pretending. Their world is built on fragile ego, shallow compliments, and control. But you're rooted, you're grounded, you've walked through pain, and instead of becoming bitter, you became better. You don't fake strength, you earned it. To a narcissist, this is unbearable. Because when they look at you, they see a reflection, not of who they are, but who they could never be. That's why they try to do one of two things: own you or destroy you. They want to wear your light like an accessory. They want to take your empathy, your grace, your soul-deep beauty, and claim it as their own. But when they realize they can't, when they find out that no matter how close they get, they still feel empty inside, that's when they turn. That's when the mask slips. They devalue you. They mock your emotions. They try to make you feel like you're too much or not enough. They chip away at your confidence, your peace, your identity. But listen carefully. You were never the problem. You were the proof. Proof that real love exists. Proof that kindness isn't weakness. Proof that someone can be powerful without stepping on others. You represent truth, and truth is something narcissists can't stand because it burns through every lie they've ever told themselves. So they try to silence you, tame you, shame you. But what they don't realize is that your crown isn't made of gold. It's made of everything you've survived. And no one can take that from you. You don't need revenge. You don't need to become like them. Your healing is your power. Your growth is your clapback. And your peace, that's your protection. Keep being real. Keep being soft and strong at the same time. Keep walking like the queen you are. Because while they perform for the world, you transform it by just being you. It begins with admiration, no worship. In the beginning, they're all about you. They place you on a pedestal so high that you feel untouchable, like you've been chosen to receive their affection, their attention, their praise. You feel special, you feel seen, you feel like you're everything they've been waiting for. At first, it feels incredible. They tell you how amazing you are. They shower you with compliments. They love everything you do and they can't get enough of your energy. You feel like you're the only one who matters, but you're not just their partner, their friend, or their equal. You've become their idol. And that's where the cycle begins. They place you on this pedestal, not because they truly see you, but because you reflect something they desperately need, a source of admiration, a vessel to fill their ego. In your light, they find something they can't create in themselves. They look at you and think, if I have them, I have everything. And you, in your pure, unknowing brilliance, believe them. But here's the dark truth behind their worship. It's temporary, it's never real, it's a facade. Because deep down they know they're not divine, they know they're empty. And that's where you come in. You are the mirror. You mirror back to them everything they wish they were, everything they want to be but can't attain. You show them beauty, confidence, authenticity, and strength, traits they lack. And that is a threat. Once the pedestal has been set, they will start to tear you down. They'll try to break you off that high place they once elevated you to. Why? Because it reminds them of something they cannot stand to face. They are not divine. You see, a narcissist cannot truly admire someone without feeling inferior. They need to feel like the top, the best, the most admired. And your shine, your authentic self, exposes their deepest fears. When they realize they can never be as whole as you, they begin to attack. They start with subtle comments, slowly pulling you down, questioning your worth, making you doubt your value. They erode your self-esteem piece by piece until you're no longer sure of who you are. The pedestal? It was a trap, designed to make you fall when you least expect it. But here's the truth. You were never meant to be on their pedestal. You were meant to stand beside them, equal. Their worship is nothing but a performance, and when it fails, their wrath comes in the form of devaluation and destruction. But don't let that fool you. You don't need anyone's approval to know you're already a queen. No one can take your crown unless you hand it over. So keep your feet on the ground and your head high. You are divine, just as you are. For most people, setting boundaries comes naturally. It's part of taking care of yourself, maintaining your peace, and respecting your needs. But to a narcissist, your boundaries aren't just limits, they're a direct challenge to their power. Think about it. When you say no, you're declaring ownership over your own life. You're asserting that that you are in control of your choices. You're choosing yourself. And that is something a narcissist simply cannot stand. You see, to a narcissist, control is everything. They need to control how you feel, what you do, and where your energy goes. They thrive off of your compliance, your constant attention, and your willingness to sacrifice your own needs for them. But when you draw a line, when you say no, you threaten everything they hold dear. You shatter their illusion of control. Your no is sacred. It's the line that they cannot cross. It's the wall that stops them in their tracks. To a narcissist, your ability to walk away from them is the ultimate threat. It's like kryptonite to their superpower. Why? Because for them, the only way to feel good is by having someone else under their thumb, constantly giving, constantly adapting, constantly pleasing them. But when you step back, when you decide not to engage, not to give in, you take away their source of validation and power. They can't handle it. It shakes them to their core. And that's when they'll do anything to break your boundaries. They'll manipulate, they'll guilt trip, they'll try to make you feel like you're being selfish or unreasonable. They might even try to punish you for standing your ground. But here's the thing, you are not selfish for protecting yourself. You are not unreasonable for demanding respect. You are not wrong for choosing peace over chaos. Your boundaries are not just walls, they are protection. They keep you safe. They preserve your energy, your well-being, and your sense of self. And if anyone, especially a narcissist, has a problem with that, it's not your responsibility to fix them. You don't need to lower your standards or let someone violate your space just to avoid conflict. Your peace is far more important than their temporary discomfort. When you can walk away from someone, especially a narcissist, and feel no guilt, no shame, no second guessing, that is when you know you've found your true power. Your no is your shield. Your boundaries are your armor. And every time you protect them, you protect your peace, your clarity, and your power. So keep saying no. Keep drawing those lines. Keep walking away when it's necessary. Because when you do, you remind the narcissist of something they can never have: control over their own insecurities. And that's the most powerful thing you can do. Narcissists are masters of disguise. They wear a mask that hides their insecurities, their manipulative tactics, and their deep need for validation. On the outside, they appear charming, confident, and perfect. They know exactly how to project an image that wins people over, making them seem like the ideal partner, friend, or ally. But here's where they falter. You see through it. You have a unique gift, intuition. It's like a built-in radar that picks up on things others miss. While everyone else may be caught up in the narcissist's performance, you can sense the cracks beneath the surface. You can feel the energy shift, the subtle contradictions in their words, the emptiness in their eyes. What they present to the world is a carefully crafted illusion, but you see beyond that. It's this ability to see through the mask that terrifies them. Narcissists thrive on the idea that they are unmaskable, that no one will ever discover the emptiness behind their facade. But when they encounter someone who can see through their lies, their tactics, their manipulations, it shakes them. It brings their worst fear to the forefront, being exposed for who they truly are. They're not used to being seen. They're not used to someone cutting through their performance and recognizing their insecurities, their flaws, their fears. And that's exactly why they'll try to control you, break you down, or manipulate you into doubting yourself. You threaten their false identity, and they'll do anything to protect it. But here's the thing, you are not fooled. You are not blind to their games. Your intuition is a gift, and it's one that's going to guide you away from their toxic grasp. You know when something doesn't feel right, when their words don't match their actions, when their kindness has strings attached. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone, least of all to someone who's built their whole life on lies. When a narcissist realizes they can't control you with their charm or manipulation, they become desperate. They'll try harder to be what you want, only to slip up again, revealing just enough of their true nature to remind you why you can't trust them. It's only a matter of time before their mask slips entirely, and when it does, you'll be ready. Your ability to see through the mask isn't a flaw, it's your superpower. It's a shield that keeps you safe from their manipulations. And as long as you trust your instincts, you'll never be fooled by their false promises. So, embrace your intuition, lean into it. It will lead you away from toxic people, protect you from heartbreak, and keep you grounded in your truth. Because when you see through the mask, you can never be controlled by the illusion. Empathy is a beautiful gift, especially for someone like you, the chosen queen. You feel deeply for others, and you have an incredible ability to understand their pain, their struggles, and their dreams. You see the world through the eyes of those around you, and you genuinely want to help, to heal, and to offer your support. This is why people are drawn to you. You have the rare ability to make others feel seen, heard, and understood. But here's where the danger lies. Your empathy makes you a target. While it's a strength, it can also be a vulnerability, especially when you attract people who aren't looking for connection, but for something to take. Narcissists in particular thrive on your empathy. They see it as a weakness to exploit. They know that you'll listen to them, try to understand their wounds and offer your help. But what they won't tell you is that their intention isn't to heal, it's to manipulate. They'll use your desire to help them as a tool for control. They'll make you feel like their only hope, only salvation, all while draining your energy and taking more than you're willing to give. In the beginning, they may play the victim, soft-spoken, broken, and in need of someone like you. You'll be drawn in by their struggles, eager to fix what's broken, to give them the love and care they so desperately crave. But what happens when you give too much? What happens when you start to lose yourself in their world of constant need? The answer is simple. They'll never stop taking. They'll feed off your kindness, your compassion, and your desire to heal them, leaving you feeling empty, exhausted, and drained. You may begin to notice patterns. When you're too kind, they demand more. When you try to set a boundary, they guilt-trip you into giving more of yourself. When you try to protect your heart, they manipulate your empathy to break it open. They know just how to push your buttons because they understand that your empathy is both your strength and your danger zone. But here's the truth. You cannot heal someone who doesn't want to be healed. You cannot fix someone who is broken and refuses to acknowledge it. Your empathy is not a tool for their manipulation. You are not responsible for their happiness, their growth, or their pain. In fact, your healing comes from protecting your energy. Your empathy should never be an invitation for others to take and take, leaving you with nothing but emotional exhaustion. It should be a force that nourishes, that builds connection, and creates a positive, healing environment for those who genuinely want to grow and evolve, not for those who are only out for what they can get. So, chosen queen, remember this. Your empathy is a rare and precious gift, but it's also your responsibility to protect it. Don't let anyone steal your light, your time, or your heart, especially those who don't value you. Your power lies in knowing when to give and when to guard your soul. You are worthy of respect, and you deserve people who will honor your kindness, not manipulate it. When you step into a room, you shine. You radiate a glow that's not just physical. It's the energy of someone who knows their worth, who understands their purpose, and who isn't afraid to show the world who they are. Your voice carries the weight of your experiences, your confidence, and your truth. You're not just living, you're thriving. And to a narcissist, that's a problem. You see, narcissists thrive on comparison, but they can never match the energy that you bring into the world. Your light reminds them of their emptiness. It exposes the void they're trying so desperately to fill. When they see you walking in your truth, being unapologetically yourself, it's a direct reflection of everything they're not. It forces them to confront their own insecurities, the deep-rooted feelings of inadequacy that they try to mask with arrogance and control. The last thing a narcissist wants is to feel inferior. They've built their entire identity around being superior, always in control, always the center of attention, but your very existence challenges that. Your strength, your purpose, your authenticity, It throws their facade into question. They can't stand the fact that you are everything they pretend to be, but could never truly embody. So, what do? They try to dim your light. They'll subtly tear you down, either by belittling your achievements, mocking your dreams, or playing mind games to make you doubt your worth. They'll criticize your confidence, your success, your way of being, all in an effort to suppress your shine. The narcissist's goal is clear. If they can't outshine you, they'll try to bring you down to their level, into the darkness where they hide their own insecurities. But here's the thing, you are unbreakable. Your light is not something they can control or extinguish. The more they try to dim you, the brighter you become. The more they try to drag you down, the higher you rise. And deep down, they know it. That's why they will continue to try to undermine you, to make you question your worth, to make you feel smaller. But don't let them succeed. Your light is yours and no one can take it from you. Narcissists will try to drain you, to steal your energy and to break your spirit. But you have the power to rise above it. You are the chosen queen, and your shine will never be extinguished by their shadow. Every time they try to dim your light, you grow stronger. You become more resilient. You become a beacon of hope, showing others that no one, not even a narcissist, can steal your truth or your power. So let them try. It won't work. Narcissists are not interested in genuine relationships. They are interested in possession and control. They don't want your heart, your love, or your emotional connection. What they crave is your power, the energy you radiate, the confidence you project, and the light that shines from within you. To a narcissist, you are not a partner to cherish and build a life with. You are a trophy to be collected, admired, and used for their own validation. They don't see you as a human being with your own desires, needs, or emotions. To them, you are an object, a source of supply to fill the emptiness inside them. The narcissist's ultimate goal is to feed their insatiable need for admiration, validation, and control. Your authenticity, your power, and your ability to shine are like magnets to them. They can't help but be drawn to you because deep down they know that your strength is what they lack. When they see you, they see someone who has mastered self-love, someone who is unapologetically themselves. And that terrifies them because they know they will never feel that same level of wholeness or peace within themselves. So they begin their charm offensive. At first, it feels like you've met someone who truly understands you. They know exactly what to say to make you feel special, to make you feel seen. They shower you with affection, compliments, and promises of a bright future together. But this isn't love, it's manipulation. They are trying to capture you, to lock you in, to create an emotional bond that will make it difficult for you to escape. And as you begin to open up, as you begin to show them your true self, they will begin to take what they need from you. The narcissist wants to own you, not love you. You are a reflection of their desired image, an accessory to make them feel more important. They want to bask in the glory of your authenticity, your success, your confidence. But what they don't realize is that their need for control will never allow them to truly value you. To them, it's not about partnership or mutual growth, it's about ownership. The moment you stop feeding their ego, however, the situation changes. Once they no longer have access to your energy, once you begin to set boundaries or focus on your own needs, they turn on you. Devaluation begins. The narcissist will tear you down, belittle your achievements, make you doubt your worth, and gaslight you into questioning everything you once believed about yourself. They may even make you feel like you're the one who's to blame for everything going wrong. This is the narcissist's cycle: idealization, devaluation, and discard. At first, you were everything to them. You were the one who could make them feel powerful and validated. But when they can no longer use you for their own needs, they'll drop you like a hot potato. They'll move on to their next victim, the next person whose energy they can feed on. This cycle can leave you feeling emotionally drained, confused, and sometimes even broken. But it's crucial to remember that this isn't your fault. The narcissist's actions aren't about your worth or your abilities, they are about their own deep insecurities and fear of being exposed. Your confidence, your authenticity, and your independence highlight everything they are not. They will never truly value these qualities because they don't know how to. They can't love you in the way that you deserve because they are too consumed with needing control and feeding their own ego. The narcissist may try to dim your light by breaking you down, but the truth is that your power, your authenticity, and your strength are what make you shine. The more they try to break you, the brighter you become. Remember, you are not their possession. You are not someone to be used or manipulated. You are the chosen queen, and your power cannot be taken by someone who doesn't understand it. Stay true to yourself, protect your energy, and never allow anyone, especially a narcissist, to convince you that you are anything less than magnificent. You are worthy of love, respect, and partnership, not control or manipulation. Let the narcissist's attempts to drain you be a reminder of just how much power you have and how important it is to guard your light. Chosen queens don't chase, they rise. This powerful statement holds a truth that cuts deep for anyone who has ever been ensnared by a narcissist. When you are truly aware of your worth, when you finally recognize that you are not just another person in the crowd, but a force of nature, everything changes. The moment you start to rise, embracing your power, acknowledging your value, and no longer seeking validation from those who only want to control you, the narcissist loses their grip. They are no longer the center of your universe, and that sends them into a spiral of panic. Narcissists thrive on domination and control. They draw energy from your need to please them, your desire to be accepted, and your constant efforts to make them happy. As long as you chase them, as long as you keep proving your worth, they feel secure in their position of power. But when you stop chasing, when you shift your focus to yourself and your own growth, that power dynamic changes. You become the one in control, and that's the very thing a narcissist fears the most. They want you to believe that without them, you are nothing. They want to make you feel small, insignificant, and powerless. But the truth is, you have always been the one with the power. The narcissist never had control over you. They only made you believe they did. The moment you recognize your own strength, the moment you step into your true potential, you shatter their illusion. The pedestal they once placed you on is now irrelevant. You rise above it, and in doing so, you free yourself from their manipulation. Narcissists cannot handle your independence. They cannot stand seeing you flourish without their input, without their influence. Your growth is their worst nightmare because it signals that they are no longer needed to define you. They'll try to reel you back in using guilt, shame, or charm to bring you down to their level. But a chosen queen knows better. She knows her worth, and she doesn't need to chase anyone for approval or validation. When you rise, you become untouchable. You shift the balance of power in your favor. And while the narcissist may try to regain control, they'll never be able to take back what you've already claimed for yourself: freedom, self-respect, and peace. Leaving isn't weakness, it's royalty. This is the empowering truth that every chosen queen must embrace. Walking away from a toxic situation, especially one where a narcissist has tried to tear you down, is not an act of weakness. It's a bold declaration of self-worth, a reminder to yourself and the world of who you truly are. For so long, the narcissist may have made you question your strength. They may have twisted your reality, made you feel as if you were the one who was wrong, as if you were somehow unworthy of love or respect. They may have made you believe that leaving meant you were giving up or admitting defeat, but the truth is far from that. Leaving is not an admission of failure, it's a statement of your power. It's an affirmation that you are worthy of peace, love, and respect, things that the narcissist could never provide. When you walk away, you're not walking away because you're broken, you're walking because you remember who you are. You are the chosen queen, a being of power, grace, and strength. You are not defined by the way someone else treats you or how they try to control your life. Your identity is rooted in your self-worth, and that cannot be shattered by anyone, especially not by someone whose only goal is to use you for their own gain. Leaving is a reclaiming of your sovereignty. It's a conscious choice to remove yourself from an environment that no longer serves your growth or well-being. It's the act of choosing yourself over someone who only wants to drain your energy and diminish your spirit. The narcissist wants to make you believe that you need them, that without them, you are nothing. But when you choose to leave, you show yourself and the world that you are everything. You are whole, you are powerful, and you are deserving of a love that is real, not based on manipulation or control. Don't let anyone make you feel as if walking away is a sign of weakness. In fact, it's a sign of royalty. You are stepping into your true power, owning your worth, and reclaiming your future. You are worthy of more than the lies, the manipulation, and the emotional turmoil that come with staying in a toxic relationship. Leaving is not about losing, it's about winning. It's about claiming your peace, your strength, and your happiness. Remember, the moment you walk away, you are choosing freedom. You are choosing the path that will lead you to the life you deserve, a life where you no longer have to shrink yourself to fit someone else's broken narrative. You are stepping into the royal energy that has always been yours, and nothing and no one can take that away from you. Healing is the narcissist's worst fear. This truth cuts to the core of why narcissists will fight so hard to keep you stuck in their web. They thrive on your pain, confusion, and dependence, using manipulation to control and destabilize you. But when you begin to heal, when you start reclaiming your power and clarity, the narcissist's tactics lose their grip on you. That's their worst nightmare. Your healing is the ultimate defeat for them because it signals that you no longer need their validation, their lies, or their toxic presence. Healing allows you to see the truth for what it is. It unveils the layers of deceit and emotional abuse that the narcissist tried to bury beneath their charm and manipulation. As you heal, you start to realize the extent of the narcissist's control, the ways in which they used your emotions against you, and how they worked to break your spirit. With clarity, you gain the ability to see past their false personas and manipulative tactics, and once you see them for who they truly are, they can no longer affect you in the same way. The narcissist depends on your emotional turmoil. They feed off your vulnerability, your fear, and your need for approval. But when you begin to heal, you stop giving them that emotional fuel. Your healing is like a protective shield, an invisible force that blocks their attempts to manipulate, guilt trip, or control you. It's a powerful barrier that they can't breach and that terrifies them. They want you stuck in a cycle of self-doubt, low self-esteem, and constant need for their validation. They want you questioning your worth, second-guessing your decisions, and staying dependent on their approval. But once you start healing, you begin to trust your own intuition, and that scares the narcissist to their core. They can't handle someone who is clear, confident, and self-assured. Your healing forces them to confront the reality that they no longer have power over you. As you heal, you stop chasing their affection or trying to win their approval. Your worth becomes internal. It no longer relies on their empty praise or false promises. The narcissist can no longer play the game they've been playing for so long, and that's when they start to panic. Your healing means they've lost the game, and they will do everything they can to pull you back into their web of manipulation. But don't be fooled by their efforts. Narcissists will often try to convince you that you're not really healed, that you still need them to be whole, or that you're making a mistake by leaving them behind. This is just another manipulation tactic to keep you under their control. Trust in your healing. Trust that your clarity, your inner peace, and your newfound strength are proof that you have broken free from their grip. Healing is not just a process, it's a revolution. It's a declaration of independence, a statement that you no longer need the narcissist to define your worth or control your life. Your healing is their defeat, because once you're healed, you become immune to their toxic games, their manipulation, and their false promises. And that's something they can never recover from. You were chosen to break the cycle, not repeat it. This powerful truth is one that often becomes clearer as we journey through the pain and confusion of narcissistic abuse. When you're caught in a cycle of emotional manipulation, gaslighting, and emotional depletion, it's easy to feel like you're trapped, destined to repeat the same destructive patterns, but the truth is, far from that. You were never meant to be a part of that cycle. You were chosen to break it. Your soul signed up for something bigger. You were not meant to be someone who just endures the pain, who simply survives the emotional chaos. You were destined to lead, to rise above, and to set a new path for others who might feel as lost and broken as you once did. This is why you were targeted in the first place. Narcissists don't target the weak or the easily manipulated. They seek out those who hold power, those whose light could eventually expose their darkness. They are drawn to your strength, even though they may never acknowledge it. They know that your ability to heal, grow, and lead could threaten their control over others. When you were chosen for this journey, it wasn't about suffering indefinitely or being bogged down by toxic relationships. You were chosen because of the strength you carry inside you, a strength that the narcissist can never replicate, no matter how hard they try. You carry a light within you that they cannot dim. That light is your gift, and it is meant to guide you through the darkness of their manipulation and deceit. The narcissist targets those who have potential for greatness. They see your heart, your compassion, your empathy, and your potential to create change, and they fear it. But what they fail to realize is that your soul's mission is far greater than their petty attempts to control you. Your purpose is not to be a victim of their games, but to rise above and transcend the abuse. Your path is to heal, to learn, and to help others navigate the same challenges you've faced. You are the one chosen to break the cycle of toxicity, not to perpetuate it. What often happens when you're in the middle of this narcissistic abuse is that it feels like your whole world is collapsing. You may feel like you are stuck, like you can't break free from the emotional web that's been woven around you. But those moments of darkness are not your end. They are the pivotal points of your transformation. Each time you face the pain, the lies, and the emotional exhaustion, you are becoming stronger. You are being refined and prepared for the next chapter in your life, where you will finally embrace the purpose you were always meant to fulfill. The narcissist wants you to believe that you are weak, that you are broken, and that you are destined to remain stuck in their world of chaos. But that's a lie. They want you to think that you need them to be whole, but the reality is that you have everything inside you already.